Your Excellency, I know you're short on time, but I just want few more questions, please. And you can, at any point, please feel free to stop. But I just want to point, you mentioned the Igbo man and Igbo Renaissance. When we look at Anambra State and the Southeast, sit at home every Monday for the past, let me say, 1-2 years, nothing happens in the Southeast. When you look at what EBA is doing in Finland, when you look at IPOB, when you look at Biafran, all this amalgamation of events going on that affects the Igbo man or the Igbo woman, lives have been lost, billions of dollars worth of property have been destroyed, the economy is in ruins. When I was coming into Abuja, the roads are excellent. Back in the East, the roads are terrible. How do you deal with this contrast, sir? You know, you're passionate about the Igbo man. Like I've said, you've distinguished yourself when it comes to politics in Nigeria. You've put your name down on the sands of time. When you look at events happening in the Southeast, where you come from and where you represent, how does it make you feel, and what solutions can you offer or proffer to people like the agitators who want to take us back to Civil War era or want to recreate something that was never there before? How would you solve it, sir? And how does it make you feel?
Well, let me say that these things are creations of that feeling of marginalization of our people. One thing led to the other. From a peaceful beginning of protest, it graduated to violent protest because of the way the government mismanaged the situation. When people are agitating for attention or they are complaining that they're not being treated fairly in their own country, the approach should not be to go and wipe them out or excavate the problems they are complaining about. You ignore them, you gloss over them. The worst thing you can do to a man who is not happy is to ignore him. If you ignore him, he will do all kinds of things to get your attention. So that's how these things snowballed to a big problem. And I have been one that has been counseling the Nigerian government to use dialogue to approach the events in the Southeast. The people are suffering. Nobody will want to be treated as a second or third class citizen in his own country. You must begin to know that the country, yes, fought a civil war, but the civil war has ended since 53 years. And if you continue to retain the prejudices against the people, because you won, you take it to a point that even at some stage, you'll be consumed yourself. What is happening in the Southeast is something that was enabled by the government of Nigeria, and I've always blamed them. I've spoken openly on televisions, in public fora, to say that the government wasn't managing the situation well. At the Senate here in 2018, I said the issue of IPOB wasn't an issue that the government needed to wield the big stick to kill. But I've not seen anywhere in the world where somebody complains that he's not being treated well, then you go and use a court order to proscribe him and ask him to be happy. Where in the world have you seen unhappiness prescribed with court order? So if you're not happy, the court will order you to be happy. What is important is for you to address the cause of your unhappiness. That's what government has failed to do. Even up to the present day, things are happening here that our people are still being, put down. And we're just watching them. We don't want, like in the Senate, we just confirmed 3 ministerial nominees today. When the ministerial list came, 48 nominees, only 5 were from the Southeast, one per Southeast state. Some zones, Northwest got 10 ministers.
Wow.
Southwest got 9 ministers. They have got even more now because we confirmed one from there again today.
Wow.
South got 8. North Central got 8. Northeast got 8. The Southeast has 5. So even in the chamber today, I saw some senators murmuring that they expected that one nominee should come from Southeast. I was looking at them, I didn't talk. Because there's a way you beat a child to some point, he will not even cry again. No matter what you do to the child, he will be moping at you. Mm-hmm. But that is not to say that we have lost the spirit of resistance. What we are here doing is that we know that time will come when it will become unfashionable for you to neglect anybody in Nigeria. That time will soon come. It doesn't matter how late it is in coming, but it will surely come. Nigeria will not continue to proceed in this manner, where people, when they grab power, they run with it, and others will be watching, So I know that there will be an end time to all this. My only prayer is that God will spare this country and continue to give us the opportunities to continue to reflect over our past. We have had a series of leaderships. Nigeria has not fared well. We have not done anything, to say that this is a country where the citizens are happy and are hopeful that tomorrow will be better, So if these things have been happening and the country has not fared better, it shows that something is basically wrong. We must go back to review our past, because an unexamined life is not worth living.
Yes.
Nigeria must do a deep soul searching to know what is wrong with it. What is basically wrong with Nigeria is its unfaithfulness to justice. When you deny justice to anybody, you are laying foundation for crisis. And that is what Nigeria is harvesting today. There's so much injustice in the land. Those who hold power hold it to the exclusive preserve of their own people, and others are watching. There will be a time it will come, there will be nothing to hold again. The center will no longer hold. And that is why we are saying that in all things that we do, we must first of all think about how to make everybody happy. If you make everybody happy, if you don't leave anybody behind, if you carry everybody along, people's interest in the country will rebound. People will have faith in the country. People will have an expectation of quality life that will come someday, if not today. But today, everything is in darkness, and we pray that God will intervene.
Yes.
So that with the patience Nigerians are having over the present challenges. Today, the dollar is 1,050 naira. The pound sterling is 1,200 naira. Yes. This was a country we all grew up. I don't know about your younger people.
Yes.
But, we saw a lot that have changed that we never imagined that we can be in this type of trance. Nigeria is in a trance now. We don't have money to do anything, and people are struggling for leadership. There's a saying in my place that if you get the jaw of the dog, what will you do with it? If you get leadership, what will you do with it? What you do with it is to improve the general well-being of the people and make government or governance, responsive to the needs of the people. Mm-hmm. So if the people are by the left and the government is if people are by the right, the government are way by the left, it will not be too long.
Yes.
Certain things that we never imagined will happen in Nigeria. So we pray that those who have found themselves in leadership at any level, it's not only at the presidential level, at the governorship level, at the legislature, at both local, state and state legislation and state government, let us begin to think about how to change the way we do things. Peter Obi, who came and was accepted by Nigerians, was because of what he was preaching. He was preaching change. He came like a revolutionary leader who was preaching that we cannot continue the way we are doing things. There must be a stop to certain things we do. Otherwise, we cannot get it right. So that is where we are. And